Are we connected? Are we not connected? What's the story? Let me share with you two stories. Two stories that show that we're connected to Torah in the most intrinsic way, and we're connected to one another in the most intrinsic way. One day, this past Sukkot, actually, in Paris, somebody was going with his lulav in the street. Obviously, it was a Lubavitcher. An older lady stops her car and says, "What's this?" He says, "It's a lulav. Are you Jewish?" She says, "Yes." He says, "Come, let's do the mitzvah of lulav." So she shook the lulav. Her husband, an older man, very old man, was there in the park. And he said, "You want to shake the lulav too?" He says, "No, I don't do any of this. I lost all my family in the Holocaust when I was a kid. There's no way I'm doing any mitzvah or anything." The young man was telling himself, what do I do in this case? What do I do? Okay, you don't want to do the mitzvah of lulav? We could do another mitzvah. Can't put on tefillin, but we could do the mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael. We could do the mitzvah of loving a fellow Jew. And naturally, this young man just gave this older man a big hug, a wholehearted hug. At that moment, the guy melted, and he did it for the first time in his life. He shook the lulav. Story number one. Story number two. In the south of France, there was a family that lived in a very secular way. And the Chabad Shliach there really pushed them to put the kid in his Talmud Torah, in his preschool. Should be a Jewish preschool, send him to preschool, to our preschool. They didn't want, it's okay, it's a little far from the house. You find all the excuses. What happened? They sent him. He came back. He said, "So what did you study today?" He says, "Today I studied how to put my shoes on." He says, "What do you mean?" "You put the right shoe, then you put the left shoe. According to Jewish law, you tie the left shoe first, and then you tie the right shoe." The parents heard this. They were furious. So this is what we teach you, how to get dressed in the school. They took the kid out. That was his only connection to Judaism. Years passed. The kid is about 30 years old. He falls in love with a Christian girl. They're about to get married. They're walking down the aisle. They're about to walk down the aisle in the church to get married. And he sees his shoelace is untied. He bows down to put on his shoelace, and he remembers what happened when he was a child, 20-some years before. And he remembers he's Jewish. And at that moment, he's saying to himself, "What am I doing here?" He takes his legs and he runs. The rest is history. Baruch Hashem, eventually he does complete teshuvah because of that one halacha. So what we're saying here, is that even at a time where you feel that there's a Jew that's not connected, you have to know that he is connected. Even if externally he doesn't look connected, he is connected in the deepest way. And that's why a little connection in a revealed way can bring out something and start a process that will be a process of complete transformation.